Hi, everybody. I'm Toby Spiro, Education Director at AWFS. I have Mark Schivoni here with me from Member Savings Program. I just wanted to welcome you and say thank you for tuning in. I'm really excited about this webinar showcasing for our members some of our non-trade show benefits, and I know we're in good hands with Mark. So I'll let him explain more about himself and the new AWFS member savings program.
Well, terrific. Toby, thanks so much for the introduction and the opportunity to talk to the members and explain a little bit more about some of the added benefits that are available to them to access and basically add more profitability to their business. We're going to go through a bit of a quick presentation here, and please, if you have any questions, and put it in the chat box. We'll just deal with the questions as you guys have those questions, and as opposed to waiting till the end. Let's make sure if it's top of mind, we get those questions answered. Again, this is our presentation here. MSP is what we truncate our name to. It's for Member Savings Program. And today it's a presentation about the Member Savings Program and the relationship with the AWFS and TOVI related to our program. So if we could go to the next one, that would be great. A little bit about ourselves and myself. My name's Mark Chavone, 65. Been around the block a little bit in the corporate world, 23 years. And then I've been running this business called the Member Savings Program for 24 years now. And I started this because of a bit of an epiphany when I worked at DirecTV. I managed a nationwide network of service contractors, and they wanted more money. And I said, let me see how you run your operations. And if you're running a nice, tight operation, then we'll talk money. If you're not, you need to help yourself before I start writing more checks. So with these contractors, I visited several of them. We had a meeting about 60 days. There's 32 contractors in this group nationwide. And I visited these folks and just made a simple observation that they all did very similar things with similar tools, equipment, products, services. And it just hit me that this might be an opportunity to create a buying group. And they had not been buying things such as RG6 cable they needed to put around people's houses to get our DirecTV into the home. And it became very obvious that there was a volume opportunity for these guys to drive down their cost and help themselves, quite frankly. So without elongating the story, I asked them if they were doing that, buying the cable together. And they said, well, we thought about it, but we haven't done it. And so I went back to my hotel room and said, wow, there's an opportunity. So I went back to these 32 companies, said, what if I do it for you? I negotiate the deal for you and basically cut your cost on the product. And they were game for that. So I started this again 24 years ago, and we've morphed it so that we now have a business model where we're a group purchasing organization and have worked with trade associations for many, many years. And the latest one is AWFS, your trade association. And basically, we're here to augment your benefits. And by the way, this is a free benefit to you as being part of the AWFS. And we have negotiated national deals along with three other GPOs, group purchasing organizations, which represents hundreds of millions of dollars of purchasing of well over 10,000 businesses. So in essence, national vendors find this to be a very attractive new sales channel for them. And we put together a turnkey Finity benefit program, as we now have for you all. So that's a little bit about me and how we got started and how long we've been around. We deal with many, many different industries, everything from manufacturing to RV campground groups, contractor groups, very large presence in the what I would term as in-home service business, businesses that are sending out guys and gals to either install or service something, fences, stairs, security systems, plumbing, and on it goes. So when we aggregate mostly small businesses, we have one customer member rather that's 3,600 employees, but really our average customer is below 50 employees, and they find this program to really assist them in terms of their profitability, buying things that they're going to need anyway to run their business, but buy them more economically, which obviously makes them more profitable. So that's a little bit about who we are and why we exist and how we help. And we look forward to working with you all and doing the exact same thing for your businesses. And we'll go into a little bit more detail now after the value prop. Um, how do we help you? Basically, by helping you cut costs on things you buy anyway. Um, we'll go over a little bit about the savings opportunities, a little bit about some examples of different members and how they've saved, a little bit about member testimonials we've received, and the URL that you see there under 5.5 is what I call the one-stop shop registration page. So if you would like to inquire and see all of the services that we or suppliers we offer deals on, you can find it there. There are over 40 of these products and services, so they may not all apply to your operation, and you may not be using all of these by any stretch of the imagination, but you can compare apples to apples on our program deals versus what you're paying for various vendors, SKUs, and you be the judge. If we've done our job properly, you should be able to save quite a bit of money. If we could go to the next one, Toby, that'd be great. Some examples out of the 40 services, some of our most popular supplier programs involve batteries plus bulbs. And I know a lot of you folks are manufacturers, so you probably have warehouses and you have scrubbers and you have lighting. You may have golf carts, and all of those apply to batteries plus bulbs. They have got some incredibly deep discounted rates on especially 12-volt batteries, and it's been very, very popular. I mentioned before the 3,600 employee company that is using us, and as a matter of fact, they are buying about $150,000 a quarter from batteries plus bulbs. So the reason I bring that up is not to brag, but to tell you that we're finding that we're not only helping small businesses, but also some very, very large businesses as well. So the saying never say never, I think, applies here. And no matter what size you are, I would really encourage you and your purchasing folks to take a peek at this because, again, this is a free, accessible program to you, which could be quite beneficial. So besides batteries plus bulbs, we have Sunbelt Rentals, which is pretty self-explanatory. Again, in the warehouses, scissor lifts or other types of equipment that you don't want to buy because you don't use it every day necessarily. We've got 22% average savings with Sunbelt. WEX, as many of you know, is the rebranded as of a couple of years ago, Right Express, which is fleet cards that can help you not only save money on gasoline, but do great reporting and tracking to make sure that that's all in good shape for you. Ace Hardware, self-explanatory there. ADP Payroll. Many of you may use ADP, and we're quite proud of our deal there. We have a 25% discount off of their rack rate with ADP. But the beauty of this program, in addition, is the fact that even if you're using them right now, if you indicate interest in joining our program, they will do a comparison about the current program you're on with them, as well as ours. And if ours is favorable, which most of the time it's going to be at 25%, they will move you without any, additional paperwork or changes or equipment. And bottom line is the next month when you get your invoice, it'll be lower, which that's pretty nice layup there. UPS is also one of our vendors, as well as we have a 3PL that we work with that also represents on the LTL and full truckload side many, many vendors. And I'm sure you guys are very familiar with 3PLs. If we could go to the next slide, that'd be great. This is an example of an average, and an average, as you guys know, and women, is just that. It could be more, it could be less, but because most of us, most of our members are smaller, this number is probably a small number for many of you, which are larger operations. The point of this slide is showing you that over the 24 years that we've been around, if you can save a few $1,000s on many services, all of a sudden it adds up to some real money. And again, it drops straight down to your bottom line. So this is a net impact, not a sales, and our margin is X And you look at the amount of money that you could save, and then you think of what the equivalency is in terms of increased sales to achieve the same net result. And it's a good way to add some money on the bottom line there. If we could go to the next one, that'd be great. Some testimonials. This is actually from an executive director of another trade association we've worked with for years. And he called me up and said, we're moving offices tomorrow and I want a new laptop. And I said, well, when do you want that, Tony? He says, well, tomorrow would be good. And I've got a spec on the laptop. Well, believe it or not, Hewlett Packard pulled it off. And we got a big fan in Tony, and he's a great guy. And that's one of the examples of how we not only have pricing leverage, but we also have some service leverage because of the volume we bring to the table to our suppliers. If we go to the next one, that'd be terrific. This is a testimonial from a nice guy up in Pennsylvania. He's since retired in the Electronic Security Association, and he saved quite a bit of money with ADP and Exxon, and he quantified that as you can see on the slides there. He wasn't a really big operation, which actually meant even more to him because if he could save, 10,000 bucks a year, and for a small operation, that's a nice little bonus. Uh, this is not on the slides, but I'm going to talk to this. I just got back from an RV and campground show up in Pennsylvania, and we use a service called Engine. They just rebranded from hotelengine.com. And the reason they truncated the name is they just expanded their offering beyond just hotels to hotels, cars, as well as flights. So much like an Expedia or a Priceline. The reason we partnered with Hotel Engine, now Engine, is I vetted them and saw that they've been working with other trade associations and saved. Actually, this year I saved $1,600 on hotels alone, and they're the real deal. I compared hotel room prices with Expedia, Priceline, and them, and consistently they beat it. So I've been a big fan, and we're promoting them. And they're a one-stop shop for your HR department to help uh, control your travel costs. And a gal up in the Pennsylvania show came by and says, "Oh, I know all about Engine. I've been using them 45 days now since we started the program, and I've saved a lot of money and enjoy them." And their customer service is outstanding. I've dealt with them a couple of times on some changes to my travel, and they're Johnny on the spot. So it's been a good relationship, and I hope that can save you all some money on your travel as well. If we could go to the next one, that'd be great. So the complete service offering, as I mentioned before, I want to bring this back a second time, is if you want a summary of what's available and one-stop shop to see all the services, this is the URL that you'd go to. If we could go to the next one, that'd be great. Are there any questions or Tovi, anything maybe I didn't touch on that I should?
Well, I was going to say, and if there aren't any questions now, everyone, I'm going to put all those links attached to this. We'll be also sending this out in an email to members so you can have more access. You can get also some summary information on our website, awfs.org. And again, I'm just excited that we can bring these new offerings. And like Mark said, this is free for members. So if you're already going to be making purchases like this anyway, there's no fee to participate in this program. It's just meant to help you save money. And Mark, I don't know if you
Absolutely.
want to add anything at the end.
No,
We'll keep it short
no,
and
I,
sweet.
I really went over that quickly and I apologize. Maybe a little bit too much caffeine this morning, I think, but I get kind of excited because we've got a good program here. A lot of people are benefiting it. Something that's overused is a win-win scenario. And as you probably have figured out, the model is pretty simple. The end members, such as yourselves, save money on things you're going to buy anyway. The vendors like it because they don't have spend sales and marketing resources. We basically do that for them and bring interested parties to the table. So by providing that benefit and the volume to them, they're willing to cut their prices for a company that spends $100 on tools a year or $100,000 a year on tools. And that accrues to everybody. It's much like a co-op, little different model, but the theory is the same, that we all benefit by coordinating together and collaborating on our purchases. There's no minimums, by the way. A lot of people ask me, do I have to buy a certain amount? And the answer is no. Again, because of the collective volume, the vendors are willing to, do a $5 purchase at Ace Hardware as well as $150,000 worth of batteries from a member in a quarter. So there's nothing to lose here. You can compare the apples to apples. We have people to reach out to that can walk you through it. The breadth of the offering, and we didn't have all 40 services because I don't know about you, I'd probably glaze over if you showed me a slide with 40 vendors on it. It's a bit much, but it ranges all over the board in terms of your operations, whether it's front of the shop, back of the shop, sales, travel insurance. We also have business insurance as well as health plans. So it's pretty comprehensive. We've built and built this program is again over 24 years rather, and tried to add a lot of value. So we're very proud of it, and we'd love to talk to you and work with you. And
And
I guess
Mark,
that's
sorry
it.
to interrupt.
No,
We do have a question.
sure.
Do we need to do anything to enroll in the program?
Uh, you would go to the link that is in the presentation. I'm sure Toby's going to send you a copy of the presentation and a recording as well. And that link in there, you just click on that and tell us which services you're interested in. And then either ourselves or our suppliers will be in touch and explain the program, explain the pricing, and then basically hook you up with the program so that you'll start seeing the savings. Good question, though.
Okay. All
And
right.
I'll
If
be,
there's no
but
others, sorry, go
one
ahead,
more
Mark.
thing, Tovi and the association have sent out one email so far. I'm also this week going to send out an email as well, and those links will be in there, by the way, as well as many other links for the services. So let's say you're just interested in Ace Hardware. I'm just making up an example. You can click on that, sign up for Ace, and don't have to deal with the rest if you don't want to. But if you want to go to that one stop and see the whole list, that'll be front and center on that email. So be looking out for that. It'll be from Mark at membersavingsprogram.com. Again, thanks for your interest and look forward to a long relationship. I'll be at the show next year and look forward to meeting a lot of you.
All right. Thanks so much, Mark. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Toby. Take care.
Thanks, everybody.